Today we introduce again this, a platform where you can mine Bitcoin with your phone. Pit Wallaby. Bitcoin? Last night, there was a brief break of $70,000. According to industry leaders, this year it's going to hit 100,000. What about the Pit Kangaroo? It's a simple one. A platform where you can mine Bitcoin with your phone. No doubt about it this year. It must be a big bull market. With one Bitcoin production halving. What's next? Bitcoin tops $100,000. I don't think there is much of a problem. If you don't have a lot of money, there's still some Bitcoins in there. If you don't want to miss the big bull run, the Pit Kangaroo must not be missed. Next, I will give you a detailed introduction on the computer. Some usage methods related to Pit Kangaroo. With some tips on it. What about those of you who are interested in Bitcoin? Be sure to see the end of this video in detail. There's a QR code next to it. There's a link down there, too. You can scan the QR code directly. Or click on the link to download this mining platform. What about domestic users? He is currently using it and does not need to be VPN. It can be used directly. What about after simple registration? You'll see some hot products. Take this S19 for example. 45 days. His static return is 9.38%. At a unit price of computing power you see a 0.02027. The electricity bill is 0.041 TH a day. The profit specification for that purchase was 10 TH/s. The cycle of a coin is a daily coin. The effective time is within 24 hours. The total volume is 30,000 T/h. And so far, we're at 88. So let's scroll down. There are a few more. Like this 90 days. It's a static take. The profit is 12.91%. So what does this wonderful yield of 12.91% mean? Let's take a quick look at this. Well, it starts from the moment you buy it. Let's say the price of Bitcoin doesn't change. You will have an annualized return of 12.91% in 90 days. So if Bitcoin goes up, then you'll be taller. If it falls, it will go lower. What about the price of Bitcoin? We're not going to have any discussion here. Because it's determined by the market. It just gives you a certain amount of one Bitcoin. Where's the button at the bottom? The second? It's the set menu. Some more packages. We can see that inside the second button. Third order cloth. It's the mining machine we bought. It arises from a situation. What about all the Bitcoins that have been created? Just get to a certain amount. I can tap on my wallet to withdraw cash. Withdrawals are made in USDT or Bitcoin. So what about all that talk about how to buy? We want to buy a corresponding example. You have to top up your money first. To top it up, we click on My Wallet. Then hit the recharge button. After you hit the recharge button, only USDT can be selected here. Currently the platform only supports Tron. That's a way to top up TRC20. The minimum deposit amount is 0.1. After you hit top up, and an address will appear here. Let's copy this address. After the copy is done, you can do it on any exchange. Transfer your USDT from any wallet. And speaking of trading, it is the top 3 digital currency exchanges in the world. We invest in digital currencies on Ouyi. Whether spot or contract, all very, very safe. As you know, digital currencies are inherently risky bets. Capital industry. Choosing a reliable exchange is especially important. So let's choose Ouyi account. Ouyi, if not already. Below the video is a link to the Ouyi promotion. The EI account that was registered through that link. That includes all the handling fees. I'll give you 20% off your assets. And then we're going to click and withdraw. For cash withdrawals, we'll go with USDT. Then the money is transferred via blockchain. Local cloth. The address we just copied the address. Paste it here. And then the network is TRC20. Just the bottom. Here's the withdrawal amount. Everyone according to their own one need. How much to input. And then, finally, click on the withdrawal and enter your password. The money's about 3 minutes away. It will reach our mining platform. What about a specific time? Also according to the blockchain, a degree of congestion. What about after you top it up? Let's just pick one over here. Well, if you're new to it, be sure to choose this 30-day S19. You can buy it for a penny. What about after clicking order now? If you're using it for the first time, a 6-digit password is required. After the input is complete, I'm going to have the static rate of return, an annualized rate of 3,400%. What about after the computer power purchase? Order computing power will be generated on the order page. It takes effect from the next day. Just before 1800 hours on the third day, coins will appear directly in your account. What about all the other packages and products? 14 days of computing power. The static yield is 5%. The 45-day computing power is 8%. It's 12% for 10 days. Simply put, the longer the time, the higher its yield will be. What about the static return? It's the price of Bitcoin and predicted on the premise that the difficulty of the calculation remains the same. Then please have a complete understanding of the situation. And after the parameters, then participate in mining. What about now? Actually, it's been 6 months. Take a look. All my mining records. It's all over. All has been withdrawn. So there's nothing wrong with the platform. I invest here. It also got a return of 246%. So there are no problems with the platform so far. Withdrawals are usually paid in full within 12 hours. You can take what you produce, an output of this digital currency. You can make a second investment. You can replace it with a dot card here, and then buy the computational power again. Make a second investment here. That would generate some more revenue. Of course you can too. I have no problem withdrawing money. All I want to say right now is, there is no question about the platform. No problem at all. We can rest assured to use. The platform has some simple computational power. You can rent it. There are also some real mining machines. What about these miners? Actually, I said it. Some conditions in your own area. You can buy some if you're allowed. And he's still in favor of staging. Only after you bought it. You don't need to pay all your money at once. Payment in installments can be supported. That Bitcoin had a halving of its computing power this year. A big one. A big one. So now invest in some Bitcoin upfront. I think it's very, very important. Because in the past, some of the computing power was halved. Or a long time after that. Bitcoin will have a particularly big bull market. Before that we laid out Bitcoin. Some of the computational power associated with layout is very, very powerful. If it's necessary. At present, without a good investment project. I think the power of Bitcoin. With the Bitcoin mining side, you can invest a little bit more.